Hello YouTube, this is Bad Wolf Mom. We have the Timey-wimey twins dog here hanging out today. The Timey-wimey twins are in school, but we're going to go over, my initial plan was to have the new Gregory Optic here, but I think my mom actually took that with her little journey today. Instead, I am going to substitute in the Hyperlight pack that we have that I actually haven't personally tried out. My dad won this and really didn't take it out on any trips, kind of played around with it at home, but likes his pack so much it hasn't really taken it out on a trip. So we're going to take a look at these 4 packs today. We're going to start with my original pack, which is the Gregory Shasta. This beast is right here. You can tell how old it is because it still has a brain. First things first, I'm going to see exactly how much the sucker weighs. And it is a beast. Make sure this zeroes out. Okay. So, I can get a good hook on it. Be a little hard with one hand, but I want to do it. There we go. Okay. So this pack weighs in at a ridiculous 7 pounds. There's nothing in this pack but the pack right now. So back in its heyday, when I started backpacking with this thing, it was actually one of the premier packs because of its durability and its organizational things. But since obviously has, let's throw that back out. Okay. So some of the features on this thing. Still has a brain. A lot of packs have done away with this because it really doesn't exactly have a whole lot of purpose. Anything else you can jam into your pack in any section anyway. It just seems to add extra fabric, more weight, and a whole lot of nonsense. One of the useful things with this brain though is that it could be detached and taken off and turned into a hip pack for if you're just walking around, which worked out nicely. All the compression straps on here are still a great idea because you can compress this sack, which actually has about 70 liter capacity, which anymore you don't really need. But it did have 2 extra pieces of fabric here that you could cinch down, tighten up. Nuna's gonna help. Say hi, Nuna. It had a lot of little daisy chains in the front here. You could attach things to, side compression straps, some bigger water bottle containers that, you know, would fit Nalgene's now, would be kind of obsolete because a lot of people use the smart water bottles now, not the Nalgene's. No hip packs, as you can see, no hip sacks that you could store anything in. Excuse me, Luna. But it was well padded and kind of had to be. Little side mesh pocket. One of the things that this pack has, and a lot of packs have done away with also, is a separate sleeping bag container in the bottom. So this would unzip, and you could put your sleeping bag in here. It was on its own little compression thing. It was not waterproof, however, so you'd have to line it with some type of contractor bag or garbage bag to keep it dry, which is what I did when I used this pack. This main compartment in the middle got lined with a contractor bag, and then a separate one for down below. So these 2 separate containers here are in and of itself. I don't know if I can kind of show you, but there is a way that you can slide like tent poles and stuff all the way to the bottom, but there's like a little divider. Here, I'll set this down a second and I will show you. That's our bench. It's open. This is a small trash bag. Okay, so if you look in the back here, I have a flashlight in there. You can see the other little garbage bag that I used to use for the sleeping bag, but you can actually, tent poles or whatever, you could have jammed the whole way down to the bottom. There is a little bit of like a rubberization liner to this, but it was not waterproof. So it was not fail safe and keeping it dry. The frame itself actually had like a plastic board to it, and then these were removable in metal. So you could actually bend these to contour for your back, which is when I originally got this pack. And Dad actually got a Shasta at the same time. We both have one. Mine's a small. I think he uses a medium. But you could contour the back of this to actually fit you specifically. And we did have that done. This extra piece here was more or less like a lumbar support pad, and then you can see the hip belts were feet movable and very, very padded. But again, they kind of had to be because this pack itself weighs 7 pounds, and then once you start getting into weight that you're adding to it, you needed this padding to be able to comfortably carry it. And shoulder straps were padded as well. Had some hooks on the sides here. So all in all, it's a sturdy beast. This thing has held up very well when it's fully loaded and the pack's on. I can say honestly, once you got it on you, you didn't exactly feel the weight, which wasn't, you know, that horrible to carry on. The problem was getting it on and off, and I think over time you probably would have definitely felt it, which is why a lot of people have gone into light and ultralight backpacking in and of itself. So that's the Gregory Shasta. Oh, thank you for the tennis ball, Luna. Do you want it? No? Okay. So the Shasta's an old beast. Alright, so my new pack, the one that I absolutely love and don't want to give up now, is the Z-Packs Arcol. And this is, again, the only thing on here right now is the thing hand sanitizer in the front and a little carabiner on the side. I keep that on to not confuse it with my dad's pack, which is the exact same pack. You know, the difference is mine came off of the, may have a flaw, and his did not. So I'm going to zero the scale back out again and show you what my new pack is. Amazing. It is 1 pound 8 ounces. No joke. So just in switching packs, you want to like round up. I got like 5 pounds off, more than 5. Very happy with that weight. 1.8 pounds. Big, huge difference. And really, when you look at the pack itself, and I first got this in the mail, I'm like, there is no way that this pack is going to be able to carry what I need, because there's nothing to it. But it has lasted about 1.5 seasons for me and shown no wear or tear. And that includes the mesh pocket on the front, which I stuff crap out. We're talking, I put in the front here usually my Polar water filter. And thank you for the tennis ball again. Look, see? Now I have 2. Hi, Luna. I usually put my Polar water filter, like platypus water filter in there. I put toiletry kit. I put my raincoat. Whatever else I need to kind of have quick grasp to. When I'm hiking with the boys, I will also put my whatever I'm gonna have for lunch that day in the front there, because usually what I'll do is I'll stop on our first bathroom break or whatever and rehydrate, because I usually have like the chicken salads that are cold rehydration, so I'll rehydrate it and then walk a little further and then we'll eat. But that's usually what I will have in the front of this thing, and you can see it's not torn or anything. And like I said, I stuff some stuff in there, little hooks and stuff all over this thing that you can kind of make use of. My hand sanitizer goes on this top little loop. Compression straps on the side are quite ingeniously designed. They're not a whole lot to them, but they work. So you can cinch the sides up nice and tight, and that works for both sides. So you can see it. Here and here are side pockets on here. This is usually where I put my water at, and anything else that I need to grab off to the side that I might not want in the back. So I can reach in here. It's a little harder to get to once the pack's on, but I have managed to reach my stuff with the pack on without a problem. Just gets a little bit of a gymnastics move going, and I can do it. The back side of this, you can see the frame. It's like really strong. I don't even know. I think they might be carbon. Things that what you can do is you press down on the top here and then tighten this down. This one here, and that creates this arc. That's where you get the arc name from. But this little space behind here creates enough airflow that you get a little bit of ventilation behind the back that I don't think other packs can kind of match. And this little mesh panel here is what's usually up against you, which actually works out really nice. I do have one suggestion to them though, because what I found is here and here, depending on how you pack this, and I've tried it a bunch of different ways, you can tend to get a little bit of a bulge, especially if you're stuffing heavier, bigger things down in this section. What I try to do is keep my pack long ways so that that doesn't happen, but every now and again, like, you don't have a choice. This stuff bulges out and then you don't have a nice arc to it. So I don't know if there's something to kind of be done here or here. The other thing that I've seen done and what I've played around with a little bit is using like a plastic cutting board to create a space inside the pack to keep that from happening, so that things press up against the plastic and not your back. So that's something we've done. There are, again, little daisy chains all along the front of here that you can attach things to. And Z-Pack sends a whole, like, sells a whole bunch of stuff that you can attach to the front of here. I personally don't like anything up in my face or on my shoulders. A lot of people put like a little front sack here, and then they'll put a smaller water bottle there that they can reach. I tried that. Every time I bent over, every time that I leaned forward, anytime that I tried to do anything, the water bottle was in my face and or fell out. Not something I wanted to deal with, so I just deal with having my water bottle on these side hip pockets here, and I reach back and get it. I'll just kind of pop it back in. That's how I deal with that. Otherwise, you can, I guess, stash other things, but I didn't like having anything on my shoulder straps. They do sell a water bottle clip that you can attach here, and it will clip to the water bottle. I guess it holds it a little more securely. I haven't messed around with that, and to be honest with you, anytime that I've had anything at all there, it drives me crazy. So I don't necessarily like playing with that. Luna, where's your attention right now? Huh. Yes. Here you go. Go get the ball. Hip packs. Alright, so there's less padding on this belt than you see in the Shasta. However, you don't need it because this thing weighs nothing. These have to be the best hip pouches I have seen ever. They're huge with relation to hip packs. And I will show you this here in comparison to what the Hyperlite has on its hip. And the Hyperlite is more consistent to what you see in packs. And you can see this thing here, very narrow, not a whole lot of room. This thing here is almost, I'd say almost double what the capacity is. And when you're looking at people carrying things like the iPhone 7 Plus, there's another pack, and needing to have access to it, this pouch here actually holds that. That one there, not so much. I don't personally carry a 7 Plus. It's a bit ridiculous. I just have a smaller phone. But those people who are out there trying to do that, this would definitely help them out. It's also waterproof, all the way down to the zipper, as long as you've got the zipper the whole way shut. And it attaches with this little band here, and then with elastic straps with sliders on either side of it. So it's secure, it's not going anywhere, and like I said, it's waterproof and it's big, so you can put all kinds of stuff on. Usually what I'll carry in the fronts here, I'll have my sunscreen, I'll have the maps, whatever maps we're using for that particular trip. I'll have bug spray if it's needed. Sometimes it's not. Any kind of thing that I would need to grab while my patches on typically will go in those front pouches. This is my go-to pack. I love it. Love the simplicity of it because See that?